How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we have a new UU team. It's a Lucario team. If you want to try the team out, use the code at the top right corner of the screen. There's also a copy and paste of the team in the description down below. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this one. And with that being said, let's jump into the team preview. Okay, today we have a battle versus Blight from the Discord server. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles. There is an invite link in the description down below. They've got a pretty cool looking team. They've got the Reveroom, which is like my mortal enemy because I always have trouble with Reveroom for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I always seem to have trouble with it, and it's very annoying sometimes. But I think we can deal with it with this team. And we have the Unaware Quagsire, which can just Earthquake it in the face if it sets up, so it's not that big of a deal. So I'm looking at this matchup, and I'm thinking Tyranitar might be a good lead to get the Stealth Rocks up. Stealth Rocks will be pretty useful for the likes of the Salamence and the Noivern. But at the same time, I feel like they're going to lead with Klefki, so I'm tempted to lead with Armarouge. Armarouge would also be well against the Tinkaton and the Reveroom lead if they do go that route. And we are Assault Vest, so we can eat up hits from the Noivern if we want to as well. So I think I'm going to go with that option. And the battle begins. So Philippe over there is going to lead off with the Noivern, nice and shiny, as we're going to lead off with the Cynders, the Armarouge. Alright, cool. So this is not the worst matchup in the world. We can hit this thing with a Psychic if we really want to. Looking at their team, they're probably going to want a U-turn here, or they're going to want to attack us. Not lots coming in on this Psychic other than the Tinkaton, so I'm going to go straight for the Psychic, to be honest with you, as they are going to Terastallize right off the bat. Are they going to be a normal type? I think they are going to be normal type, aren't they? That's the typical one that you see. A normal type Noivern. Yep, it is a normal type Noivern. So in theory, we could have maybe anticipated that and gone for an Aura Sphere, but at the same time, Terrestrialization is kind of hard to anticipate sometimes. So let's see how much this Boom Burst does. We're max HP with an Assault Vest. Why are you eating that up like it's nothing? That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Eating that up like it's nothing, as they do get the Throat Spray, which is really unfortunate for us. Psychic should sting, though, which is going to be great. Should at least 2-hit KO. It does, which is amazing. And now we're going to have to switch out there. We're going to go straight into our Tyranitar, because Tyranitar is specially defensive. It's like a special defensive one that I just found that it kind of works with this team. Special defensive is more of a OU sets for like Chi U and stuff, but I find it works here as well. They go for a Boom Burst. It's +1 as special attack. Let's see how much it does. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Tyranitar's eating that up every single day of the week. Every single day of the week. Now I'm looking at their team and I'm thinking, what is their hazard clearer? I don't think they've got one, have they? So that's pretty good for us. If we can get these Stealth Rocks up, they're going to be down there for good. Probably going to see a U-turn now, which is absolutely fine, but they do actually switch out, so I'm going to guess that they don't have a U-turn, and they maybe have Roost instead. They're going to go into the Klefki. Klefki makes sense. It's going to be able to wall us pretty well. It's really floating up there, isn't it? Really floating up there. It's quite a high flyer in this game. It's normally quite low to the ground in the old games, and this one is just up in the air like that. Pretty awesome, whatever. I'm not complaining. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and go back into Armarouge, and we're going to try and fire off an Armor Cannon at this thing. That's the best thing that I can think to do. So we'll withdraw real quick, get Tyranitar out of there, because we don't want to get hit by a Play Rough, we don't want to get hit by a Thunder Wave, we don't want to get hit by no Spikes. So we'll go into Armarouge now. They go for a Reflect, obviously, to try and stop the Earthquake damage. Makes sense to me, which means they probably have Light Screen as well, which is absolutely fine by me. Light Screen's fine by me. I'm going to go straight for an Armor Cannon now. They either stay in and they go for a Light Screen, or they switch out. They go for a Light Screen. Let's see how much damage we're talking here through the Light Screen. Let's see how much damage we're talking. So Armor Cannon comes through. I love the animation for Armor Cannon. It's so cool. There we go. It's nearly a one-hit KO, which is absolutely amazing from Armarouge. Armarouge has a really high damage output, you know. It's a pretty awesome Pokemon, to be honest with you. It shines really well in the lower tiers as well. So I'm going to go for another Armor Cannon because I see no reason not to. Nothing really wants to come in. They might want to go into Salamence here, so I'm actually going to go for a Psychic expecting Salamence. They do stay in and go for a Spikes, which is interesting. So I wonder whether our Psychic will actually KO this thing. So let's go for a Psychic real quick. Let's find out. There we go. Psychic comes through. It isn't enough to KO, unfortunately. I was kind of expecting the Salamence to come in, because the Salamence could get a free Dragon Dance off if that was the case, because obviously we'd have to switch out for here in the Earthquake, but Absolutely fine by me. And we'll go for another Psychic anyway, just in case they want to switch out, but they don't. They go for the Spikes, which is absolutely fine. And I guess, in a sense, them getting the Spikes up is not a really big deal, because we do have a Rapid Spinner in Serena, and Serena has the Heavy Duty Boots, and they don't have a Ghost type on the team, and they can't Terrestrialize into a Ghost type either, because they've already Terrestrialized their Noivern into a normal type. So, normal Noivern, I love it. You know what? I'm a normal Terrestrialization Lucario with extreme speed, and it puts in work big time. Right, in comes Salamence. So Salamence is going to come in now. They're probably thinking, let's get a Dragonlance off. And can I just say, in Scarlet and Violet, I actually really like Salamence's shiny. I think he looks really cool, and with the lighting and the actual color, like the shade of green they've gone with, actually looks really nice, to be honest with you. And they got rid of the orange-looking highlight features, like the wings and stuff. So I'm in a bit of a pickle here, because we're going to get set up on. I think I'm going to go straight into Quag. I think that's probably the best thing to do. So Quagsire can come in now. I love Salamance's pose in this game as well. I love how it's like tilted to one side and its wings are actually flapping now. Little things like that are really nice. So unfortunately, Bud is going to get hit by some spikes. But what can you do? As we are physically defensive, we don't take that dual wing beat nearly as well as I would have liked to. But we can just go for a recover if we really want to and get that up on the field. Klefki is pretty much dead, I think. No, wait, yeah, Klefki is dead, right? Yeah, we took out Klefki, that's no problem. Just wanted to make sure I mark it off on my list. Just to put a limiter on this thing, I'm going to go for a Toxic, just in case it wants the Dragon Dance. They do switch out, though. What are they going to go into to take on the Quagsire? They're going to go into the Tinkaton. Makes sense. It's going to be immune to the poison. Nice and shiny. Look at that beauty. I love the blue. I love the blue. That's pretty nice, that is. That's pretty nice. So, Tinkaton is obviously immune to Toxic, so don't have to worry about that. However, we do kind of wall this thing, which is really great. And I'm going to use this opportunity to go for a recover, because, to be honest with you, going for a recover is going to be really great for us to get our health back up. And obviously, Tinkaton's not going to be doing too much damage to us. Gigaton Hammer's resisted, and Play Rough's just not a very powerful move when it comes from a Tinkaton. So I'm going to go for a recover here, just to get back up to full. I only have 8 PP on the recover, obviously, so I've got to use them sparingly if I can. They're going to go for a knockoff. Makes sense. Get rid of them leftovers. It's going to help out quite a bit. We go for the recover real quick. There we go. Getting that Quagsire back up to full is going to be really useful later on down the line. So, looking at this situation, what can we do? What can we do? So, I'm thinking Armarouge is going to be great if we can get it in. But, looking at their team, the Klefki is done. So, not Stealth Rocks. Spikes are going to be gone for good once we Rapid Spin with this thing. Because we don't want spikes up on the field. I think I just go straight for an Earthquake here. Let's go for the Earthquake and just like see what happens. So they're going to go ahead and switch out the Tinkaton, expecting the Earthquake. They're going to go into Noivern. I personally wouldn't go into Noivern because it's not Flying type anymore. Obviously, he's got that normal typing now. So it's going to go ahead and get hit by this Earthquake nice and easily. And down goes the Noivern. So Noivern's down. And that was probably their best way of dealing with Quagsire. A nice boom burst from that would have really been nice. But I'm guessing they expected us to go for a Spikes or something along those lines. Which would have made sense. But I just decided to go for the damage on the Tinkaton. In comes the Reveroom. So Reveroom's coming in. I'm wondering what Reveroom can do here. So it has Filter as an ability, more than likely. It gets the hidden ability Filter. It halves damage from super effective moves. So our Earthquake's not going to be doing too much damage here. They're probably going to want to set up the Shift Gears. And I'm thinking about what to do, and I just can't think what to do. Oh, it's a tough one. I really want to get Lucario in. I don't want Quagsire to hog the spotlight. Armarouge, are you doing much this game? Probably. What can we do here? So Quagsire is probably the best Pokemon here. Let's just go for an Earthquake and see how much damage we're talking. So they are actually going to withdraw the Reveroom now, obviously expecting us to switch out or something. And they're going to go back into Salamence. Giving Salamence a free switch back in, it makes sense. It's got the heavy duty boot, so it's not going to get hurt by the Stealth Rock, so it can freely switch in and out like it wants to. As now the light screen is going to wear off on their side of the field, which is great. So I'm going to go straight for a Toxic here. I see no reason not to. I think they're just kind of playing around here. Now they're going to withdraw the Salamence. Are they going to go back into the Tinkaton? Or should they go back into Tinkaton? They go back into Tinkaton. So this is not working out for us. We keep getting red. They know exactly what moves we're going to go for. I'm being a bit obvious. And we're limited to the damage output for Quagsire. It's not like switching into a Quagsire's Earthquake is going to hurt too much. So, to be fair, I'm inclined to switch out now. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and switch out into my Armarouge now. The reason I'm going to Armarouge is because I don't mind if Armarouge goes down for a start. I mean, it's ideal that it doesn't go down because the energy ball would be nice on the Slowbro, but at the same time, they're not going to keep the Slowbro in against an energy ball Armarouge anyway. So I'm going to go to Armarouge now. I'm expecting something like a Play Rough here. I doubt they go for a knockoff again because they've already knocked off our item. Play Rough is just the better option for damage output there. So I think going into our Armarouge is going to be ideal. They go for a Swords Dance. That's absolutely fine by me. The question is, do they outspeed us? That's the real question. So I'll go for an Armor Cannon and find out. If they outspeed us, they outspeed us. If they don't, they don't. They're going to withdraw the Tinkaton because they do not know for a fact that we aren't max speed. And they're going to go into Slowbro the Chipper. So Slowbro the Chipper's coming in. Nice and shiny as well. Look at that beauty. I love shiny Slowbro. It's really cool. So we go for an Armor Cannon. Let's see how much damage we're talking here. The light screen has wore off. So this should do a decent chunk. It does do a decent chunk to the Slowbro, as it's going to lower our defenses a little bit as well. So getting the damage off on the Slowbro is going to be really nice because that's the only thing really stopping us from sweeping with Lucario, if we can get a Swords Dance up, that is. So I'm going to go for an Energy Ball now just to get some damage off. There we go. Energy Ball comes through. Can we get the KO? We do get the KO on the Slowbro with the Energy Ball. Absolutely perfect. So now that Slowbro is out of the way, we can probably bring in Lucario and get a Swords Dance off against the Tinkaton. I'm expecting them to go Tinkaton, personally, but you never know. Right, in comes the Salamence. So Salamence outspeeds us. No problems there. They are Moxie, I believe. Yeah, they are Moxie. I'm going to go for a Psychic. I'm going to let them get the KO because I see no reason not to. Armarouge isn't really doing much for us, and we don't really have the best switch-ins in the world. Quagsire doesn't care about the Moxie whatsoever. And, you know, it is terrifying seeing a Salamence up there with a Moxie boosted. I've got to be honest with you. But we do have our own Salamence, and we can come in now and Dragon Claw it if we really want to. We also got the Intimidate as well, which is going to lower their attack. I'm thinking we do that. Let's go into our own Salamence. So let's go into Boomanda. The Salamence is nice and choice scarfed. We'll get the Intimidate off, and mine is considerably bigger than yours. Wow. Mine is quite a big Salamence, I've got to say. So we're going to go straight for a Dragon Claw here because we're just trying to force a switch, really. But they do stay in, and they're going to get Dragon Clawed in the face. Dragon Claw is definitely a one-shot against another Salamence. I know that through experience. I mean, back in the BDSP days, Choice Scarf Salamence was my baby. I loved it so much. I know the ins and outs of it. I know what it can kill, what it can't kill. Tinkaton comes in. They're probably thinking, all right, there's a good chance this thing's scarfed, so let's go into Tinkaton and get a free switch in and get some damage off on something else. So Tinkaton's going to come in. We're going to mark Salamence off on the list because it's now no longer on the field. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into our Lucario. And hopefully with Lucario, we can get off a Swords Dance and get some shenanigans going on there. So we'll go into Lucario real quick. Aurakin's coming in now. He's not messing around either. Hurt by some spikes, which is absolutely fine. They're going to go for a Swords Dance of their own, which is not good. Was kind of expecting that, was kind of not expecting that. We don't need Lucario to win. I just wanted Lucario to come in and get some time, you know, a chance to shine. So all I really want to do is get some damage off here. So we'll go for a close combat, get some damage off, and they are actually going to outspeed us and go for a Play Rough and miss. I didn't know Tinkaton outsped Lucario. How does that work? So Lucario is actually going to take it right down to like 1 HP, which is amazing. As we're going to be able to go for an extreme speed the next turn and just KO this thing. So Lucario's looking good right now. I love Lucario's new pose as well in this game. It's so cool. This is my first time using Lucario, so this is my first time seeing its pose properly in battle. And it's got a bit more of a fighting pose. It's not just stood there still like it's like not in a battle or something like that. So let's go for an extreme speed real quick. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Down goes the Tinkaton. That Play Rough miss definitely did not help at all. But again, even if the Play Rough didn't miss, all we need to do, even if the Play Rough like KO'd the Lucario, all we need to do is bring in Salamence and go for an Earthquake. You know? So Earthquake, looking at the close combat damage from Lucario, Earthquake would have definitely KO'd there. So that's absolutely fine. Rev Room's going to come in though. I'm not confident we can KO with close combat, but I'm going to try it anyway. See if we outspeed as well. I'm not really sure why my Lucario didn't outspeed the Tinkaton, but you know, here we are. As Lucario just KOs the Rev Room out of nowhere, and that is going to be the game. So GG Blythe, that was a pretty fun game. Really got to show off Lucario a little bit here with its amazing hacks abilities, swiftly avoiding that Play Rough like it was nothing. Because that's part of skill, right? That's part of your battle skill, being able to swiftly avoid. I mean, they do it in the show, right? Dodge it, stuff like that. Anyway, with that being said, thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.